What made you realize you weren't broken, just built different? I remembered everything anyone ever said. It ruined my life until it won me a scholarship. I was the kid who remembered everything, not in the useful way, in the way that made people uncomfortable. If you told me a story in March, I'd correct you in September when you retold it wrong. If a teacher said something that contradicted what they said 2 months ago, I'd raise my hand. Not to be rude, I literally couldn't let it go. My brain filed everything and cross-referenced it in real time. My mom called it my curse. My counselor called it hyperthymesia. My classmates called it creepy. By junior year, I had 0 friends. People stopped talking around me because they knew I'd remember everything. A girl named Delphine told me in 9th grade she liked horses. When I mentioned it 2 years later, she looked at me like I was stalking her. I wasn't. My brain just doesn't delete. I sat alone at lunch for 3 years. Then senior year, a new teacher showed up. Mr. Voss. Mock trial. First day, he handed out a 40-page case file. Witness statements, evidence logs, testimony. He said, memorize what you can. I read it once. Remembered all of it. Thursday, he picked a guy named Roan for lead prosecutor. Roan volunteered me as a witness for the defense. The boring seat. The case was a fake robbery. Roan called his first witness Petra and walked her through testimony. She said the defendant wore a blue jacket and ran east on 5th Street at 9:15 p.m. Then the student assigned to cross-examination was absent. Mr. Voss pointed at me. You're filling in. I stood up, walked to the front. In your written statement on page 12, you said the jacket was dark, not blue. You said the suspect ran but didn't specify direction. You added east on 5th Street today. That detail doesn't exist in your original testimony. Petra looked at Roan. I kept going. Page 23. The evidence log lists a surveillance camera on 5th Street that was non-functional that night. How did you confirm direction if there's no footage and your original statement doesn't include one? She didn't answer. I turned to the jury. Her testimony contains 3 details that don't exist in her written statement. That's not memory. That's invention. Silence. Mr. Voss said one word. Devastating. After class, he pulled me aside. How did you memorize 40 pages? I read it once. He stared. I remember everything anyone says. He said that's not a skill. That's a weapon. Mock trial practice. Tuesday. Within a month, I was lead counsel. Nobody wanted to be cross-examined by me because I remembered every version of their testimony and caught contradictions in real time. The thing that made people avoid me at lunch made witnesses fall apart on the stand. Regionals. Our opponent was Keller Prep. 5 straight years undefeated. Their lead was a senior named Soren. Polished, theatrical. Said your honor like he'd been born saying it. Final round was packed. Medical malpractice case. Soren's opening sounded like a movie. Dramatic pauses. Eye contact with every juror. Voice drops at the right moments. Then me. I didn't give a speech. The plaintiff's case relies on Dr. Varn, their expert witness. In his deposition, page 31, he states he reviewed medical records on March 3rd. The records weren't released until March 8th. He reviewed documents that didn't exist yet. Soren's face twitched. Page 14. The plaintiff claims the defendant failed to order a CT scan. Exhibit 7. The hospital's electronic log shows the scan was ordered at 2:47 p.m. and canceled by the patient's family. The plaintiff's own evidence contradicts their argument. I looked at the jury. This case isn't built on facts. It's built on the hope nobody would read the file carefully enough to notice. I read it once. I noticed everything. Soren tried to recover. He was good, but he kept glancing at his notes. He'd never had to check before. We won. First time in 6 years our school beat Keller Prep. The team rushed me. First time a group of people ran toward me and it wasn't to get away. Mr. Voss found me after. He said most people with your memory use it to prove people wrong. You used it to find the truth. That's not a curse. That's what lawyers are for. I start pre-law next fall. Full scholarship. Soren emailed me last week. He's pre-law too. Different school. Asked if I wanted to do practice rounds over video call. I said, I'll remember everything you say. He said, that's why I'm asking.